Premature enlightenment, a phenomenon that stems from the forced engagement with adulterated topics, a form of spiritual and mental molestation. It's the consequence of having our innocent minds exposed to the complexities and darkness of adult themes before we were developmentally ready. It's the corruption of our purity that comes from dealing with issues of sexuality, violence, and cynicism in the media we consume. The tainting of our worldviews that comes from witnessing the dysfunction and moral ambiguity presented as entertainment. Premature enlightenment is the root of molestation, a violation of the sanctity of childhood. It's the theft of the wide-eyed wonder and trust that should be the foundation of our early years. It's a premature initiation into the convoluted realities of adulthood, before we've developed the psychological defenses to process them. This adulteration of innocence leaves us jaded, cynical, and questioning. It forces us to grapple with moral ambiguities and existential questions that our young minds are not equipped to handle. It leaves us feeling betrayed by the world and distrustful of the narratives we've been fed. Premature enlightenment is the unacknowledged crisis of our generation. It's the invisible scar that we bear, the unspoken trauma that shapes our perceptions and relationships in profound ways. But it's also a rallying cry, a demand for the protection of the purity of childhood, a call to create a culture where children can explore and discover at their own pace without being prematurely thrust into the complexities of adult existence. Premature enlightenment may have shaped us, but it doesn't have to define us. We have the power to transcend, to heal, and to use our experiences to forge a better path. A path where the innocence of childhood is respected, not exploited. Premature enlightenment, the burden of early wisdom. Premature enlightenment, a condition that plagues the woke generation. It's the result of growing up too fast, of being exposed to the harsh realities of life before we were ready. It's the knowledge that comes from seeing the world's darkness reflected in the media we consume. The cynicism that comes from watching dysfunctional relationships play out on screen. The jadedness that comes from realizing that the world isn't as simple as we once believed. Premature enlightenment is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gives us a more realistic understanding of the world. We're less likely to be fooled by false promises or idealistic notions. We're more prepared for the challenges that life will throw our way. But on the other hand, premature enlightenment can be a burden. It can make us feel isolated from those who don't share our perspective. It can make us feel like we've lost something precious, the innocence and wonder of childhood. Premature enlightenment is a defining characteristic of the woke generation. It's the price we pay for growing up in a world that's more connected, more transparent, and more complex than ever before. But it's also an opportunity to use our early wisdom to make a difference, to create a world that's a little bit better than the one we inherited. Premature enlightenment isn't easy, but it's our reality, and it's up to us to decide what we do with it.